Just imagine yourself sitting on a beach, maybe a more isolated beach where there's not so many people. Or maybe you're hiking through a snow-covered mountain. Or maybe you're just in your local area and you are enjoying one of the many hiking trails throughout the parks in your area. What is it about these experiences that you really, really appreciate? For me personally, I can tell you it is besides being away from all the people, all the cars, away from the city, besides all that, it is the fresh air I am able to enjoy and breathe in, because I know that that air is clean and our bodies need clean air, because when we breathe in clean air, we are breathing in the oxygen that every cell in our body needs. That air delivers that oxygen. On the flip side, when we breathe in polluted air, it causes carbon dioxide, toxic compounds, infectious microbes, the potential for allergies, and all of this affects our lungs, right? Now, since we breathe all the time, the air that is around us is really, really important, because that is what we are breathing every minute of the day. Now, where do we spend most of our time? Where does the air around us come from the majority of the time? It comes from our environment inside our living arrangement, inside our homes. That is where we spend 90% of the time, indoors. It doesn't have to be your home. It can be your work. It can be where you go to exercise, where you go to shop. The 90% of our time is spent indoors. Now, it has been determined that our indoor air is more polluted than the air outdoors, than our outside air. It has been termed now the secondhand smoke, the new secondhand smoke, indoor air. Doesn't matter whose home it is. It's indoor air, secondhand smoke, the new secondhand smoke. And we know how bad secondhand smoke is for us. So why is this bad for us? Because we're breathing in all these toxins. Where are all these toxins coming from? A large majority of them are coming from the products that we use in the home. And most of that comes from fragrances, but there are other things too. You might get a product that says fragrance-free on it, but have you looked at the label to see what it actually is in it? Because they can actually put a chemical in it to cover up the fragrance that's in it. Believe it or not. So this is what they call green products, so-called green products, and you have to be so careful, because they can just label it with one organic product, or they can say it's clean, or all of these different things. They can have a green label on it, and you might think, oh, this is really a good product, when it's really just greenwashing, making you think it's what you're looking for as a sales tactic. So it's really, really important to look first on the areas where you can control, because we know you can't always necessarily control the air around when you're in a shopping center or in theaters or where you work out. You can do some things where you work, in your immediate space, but for the most part, most of your work area, you can't. But some things to consider is your ventilation in your home. Do you have good air circulation and ventilation? Again, consider products and how they can be replaced, switching them out. You don't want to do it all at once. It gets overwhelming, but switching them out one at a time to gradually replace things. Do you have plants in your house? If you remember high school science, we breathe in oxygen and we give out carbon dioxide. Plants breathe in carbon dioxide and put off oxygen. How wonderfully made our planet system is. So if you can have plants in your house, adopt some plants and add some extra oxygen to them and help them clean the air for you. Air filters. Make sure you have good high quality air filters in your home, and make sure you replace them frequently. It's not every 6 months anymore like it used to be. Really, they should be replaced every 2 to 3 months minimum. 2 to 3 months minimum. Humidity in your home. If your air is too dry, so is your skin going to be dry, your lungs are going to be dry. You need moisture for good movement in your lungs. Your furniture is going to be dry. Anything that's wood is going to dry out. But on the flip side, you don't want too much moisture either, because that then promotes fungus and bacterial growth. So these are all things to be taken into consideration. Something else to consider is some essential oils. Essential oils are known to have antibacterial, antifungal properties in them, and they have been able to clean the air if they're used properly and if they're good quality oils. You have, just like the greenwashing, there's every company and its brother has essential oils now added to their product line. This does not mean that they are automatically a good company to use or a reliable company to use. But it definitely is something that you're going to want to, but it's definitely something you should check into. So make sure you use a good quality essential oil. And if you don't know how to use them, then ask somebody how to use them, because there is a right and a wrong way to use everything, including essential oils. Even though they're natural, there's a right and wrong way to use them. So just as a little review, first of all, we want to improve indoor air quality, right? Then we want to improve your air circulation and ventilation. Get the air moving. You want to replace those chemical-laden household products. That, if you have them in your home and you're using them day after day after day, they're on your clothing, you're sleeping on them, you're breathing this in constantly. So you want to replace them. Add some plants. Get some extra oxygen and use up that carbon dioxide with some plants. Replace your air filters often. Okay? And try essential oils. If you haven't used them yet, contact me. I can certainly help you get started. But it's very important to make sure that you are using quality oils. So that's it for today, folks, because without air, we need air to live, right? And without quality air, eventually your body just starts to shut down, and it shows, especially your lungs. You know, they might start drying out at first, but then eventually, if it's a long-term thing, it's going to turn into some deeper health and wellness issues. So think about what we talked about today and go slay the day.